Hi everybody, I'm Lisa. I've done this video because I've had lots and lots of people asking me questions today about my timetable, where I've bought things from, and I just thought it'd be easier to do a video to show you where I've bought things from and what our day is going to entail. I feel a little bit emotional today actually, because I've seen lots of posts on my Facebook feed from mums and dads taking their children back to school today, and it's made me feel a little bit emotional. I don't know why. I've been really happy and secure with my decision to homeschool, but I felt a little bit strange seeing all of the other children going back to school, but I'm sure that'll pass. So for me, just a little bit about my circumstances. I already work from home, so my children have had the fortunate experience of putting up with a mum that works from home for the last few years, and as a result of that I've learned to be very independent young boys, and also because I wouldn't expect anything less of them but to be independent. That's the way I was raised, so they have always been used to getting themselves up, dressed, ready, and I don't really stand for any of that nonsense. Children that won't get out of bed and all that kind of thing. They're used to doing it, but they are rewarded accordingly as well. So it's going to be a little bit different. I usually work 10 till 3 from home after the children have gone to school, but because I'm going to be spending some of my time homeschooling with them, I've had to change my hours to accommodate that. So I will be working 8 until 12, which means the boys will be needing to be even more independent to get themselves up and ready. So we've purchased a new alarm clock from Amazon, which is a cool little thing which makes animal noises when it goes off. They need to get themselves up at 8 o'clock in the morning. They need to come downstairs, make their own cereal and squash, get themselves dressed in the morning, make their beds, brush their teeth, do their hair. And as long as they've done all of that before 10 o'clock, then they've got free time to do whatever they want to do. Their day will then start at 10 o'clock. And the day will start in this room, which they've named the BBR, which stands for the Big Brains Room, because we didn't want to call it the classroom. And the idea is to have an hour and a half of free choice activities based loosely around STEM, science, technology, engineering and maths. And I think that one of the biggest things for me is that creativity seems to have been taken away from children at school a little bit. Yes, they do art, and yes, they do crafts, and yes, they do projects, but it's normally something that's around a particular subject or topic, and they haven't really got the choice of what they want to do. And I want them to kind of have that opportunity to be creative and to explore who they want to be, but at the same time I'm still a little bit too scared to step fully away from the traditional curriculum, because I think that's going to take time. We've all been institutionalised a little bit, and I need to let that go. Having said that, I still will be encouraging their maths and their English, more so their maths, because I'm not going to use the phrase I don't want them to be behind, but I certainly want them to be at the same level as their peers, to be as knowledgeable as their peers. So their day at 10 o'clock will start in this room, and they're going to have various activities put out each day for them. Actually, each day is going to be very different depending on what the day is, and I think it might be easier for me to take you through each day. Today is Tuesday the 1st of September, but we're going to start as if it's a Monday, because Tuesdays in our house are going to be free day, where we're going to go out for the day, and that will be to go somewhere educational based on what we're learning about, but also fun, of course, or maybe meeting up with other home educating parents. So Tuesdays will look like that, and I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity to take them to places where they can hands-on learn about the particular subject we're on. Also for me, we're going to be learning about things I think it is important for them to know. So right now I might not think it's important for them to know about the entire world, but I certainly think that they should know about the country they live in. So we'll be focusing more on the UK. And I also think it's important they know about things like Brexit. They've spoken to me about terrorism, and so maybe that's something we explore. I really want to do whatever if they pick up on things that they think it's important to know about, then I'm more than happy to go down that path with them. Some things we might learn about and drop, and we might think that it's not really worth knowing, and then we might come across things that we think are really worth knowing. So it's going to be a bit of a journey. Anyway, so today we're going to act as though it's Monday, and this is what Monday is going to look like. So on Mondays from 10:30 until 12, they can pick any one of these activities. Now, I've made this myself. I'm fortunate enough to have a printer and a laminator, etc, etc. And also this really cool clock from Amazon. Yes, I've bought most items from Amazon. It seems like the only place you can buy anything right now. So just to help them, because it's their first time, I created this in case they feel a little bit overwhelmed and they don't really know what to do. We purchased a big box of Connects from, yes, Amazon. They can build 50 models, and there's a little motor in there, which is really cool, so they can motorise anything. This is based around engineering. Of course, they can build whatever they want to. They don't have to use the book. Art, so we've got a craft set of drawers I'll show you in a moment, and they can do whatever they want, paint, draw, anything. It doesn't really matter as long as they put an apron on. They can go into the bathroom and fill up a spare jar for water. I'm sure the room will be a disaster by the time they're finished. Along with art, I've also, every day I'll set out, every day we've got this as part of our plan, I'll set out something that they can do if they want to. They don't have to just freestyle art. So today we have this, and this is build a leaf collage, and I got this, it's part of an activity pack from the Icon Gallery in Birmingham. Lots and lots of museums right now have activity packs on their websites because they haven't been open, so it's well worth looking at. But out of that pack I've picked this one today, and then we've just got some old books and magazines that they can cut up and make a collage out of if they want to, and this will be their art table. They can chill out and read a book, so we've got a selection of books, but not just reading books, also educational books and crosswords, Sudoku, puzzle books. I've put those out too. What isn't on this list is jigsaw puzzles, because I needed to buy a few more, but we have got one now, so they can also do that if they want to. They can do TT Rockstars on the iPad, which I've put on there for them. It's only about £7 a year subscription, so it's well worth it. They already did it at school and they loved it. BBC Bite Size is just amazing. So they've both got their own email accounts, and I've set them up with their own accounts on BBC Bite Size, but I've preloaded on there all the lessons so they can go on and pick what they want to do. And then obviously for me, every day I can check out what they're doing on TT Rockstars, BBC Bite Size. Pick a challenge card. This is from the James Dyson website, which is fantastic. It's completely free, and they've got on there these challenges. So as you can see, there's science challenges and engineering challenges. Obviously you do need to plan ahead because you need to have the materials to hand. So we've I'll put 2 out a day. We're starting with engineering, and today we've got these, so they can make a homemade bomb, and that's the only bit of material they need there is a pipette, or make and design a helicopter. So they can have a go at that, and we'll put a couple of those out every day, and we complete the challenges, and when they've completed it, they can earn some fortnight cards for their fortnight book. They can make Play-Doh if they want to, scratch coding. So this is a website where they can learn how to code computers, or they can make something from the planner. So today's planner, this is again another fantastic resource from Earthwatch. So if you go to earthwatch.org.uk and type in Wild Days, there's loads of different things. Now, one of the things we're going to be learning about this week is plants. We're going to be planting some seeds and doing science. So they're going to make a Lego plant pot if they want to, of course. So that's going to be part of today. They can also use any of these supplies. So we've got stickers, we've got pens, pencils, as part of their maths. So, sorry, I did forget, for the first 10 till 10:30, their day starts at 10. They do 10 minutes a day, maths and vocabulary. That's on a Monday. And obviously I've brought age appropriate ones. One of my children is 8 and one of my children is 9, nearly 10. I've given them till 10:30, although it's 10 minutes a day, because sometimes they'll be in the middle of it and a bit stuck and they want to finish, and time to tidy up their books, so that's fine. And then also they've each got a tray with their books in for the week, so they'll know whose tray's who. To help with their maths, they've got these number blocks. They've got shape stencils. We've got, what are they called now? Place value cards. Oops. Place value counters. Money. Pretend money, obviously. Geometric solids. So lots of different things to help them, because I'm not going to be in here with them from 10 o'clock until 12 o'clock. They will be completely independent. Okay, in here, our messy little cupboard, we've got these plastic storage drawers. They're allowed to use anything in any of the drawers apart from the bottom one. Okay, so there's all sorts of things in there, all sorts of amazing craft activities. Anyway, it is nearly 10 o'clock and they are on their way up, so I'm very impressed to find that they are managing to do that all by themselves. So this is their timetable, and obviously we're going to go with Monday. So at 12 o'clock it's lunch and a break. Now I haven't laminated them yet, but I'll put a picture up of them later. Some iPad passports. One moment. Okay, so I've had to come downstairs because my children just delighted me by coming upstairs at 10 o'clock, bang on, to start their day. I'm really impressed, but I wouldn't expect anything less, to be honest with you. I don't really know where to look when I'm doing this. Anyway, so I've come downstairs and I'll finish off what I'll be doing. So I have got myself this cool little folder. I don't know how to turn this around, just 1 minute. So it's just from Poundland, and then I have spent endless days, hours, sleepless nights, just doing 2 weeks of lesson plans. So there is a lot that needs to go into it, but if you don't really know how to do that, I'm more than happy for you to, steal my ideas. I really don't mind. You can do exactly what I'm doing. Get all the resources that I've got. It's absolutely fine. I don't really want to do anything that's going to be money making, but if people don't have printers or anything like that, and you would like me to print out resources and perhaps post them to you, I'm sure I could work out a cost for covering ink and postage. And if you're interested in that, just leave a comment and I can look into it. So this is the first 2 weeks, and we'll carry on. Obviously in there I've got all the notes I need, the various websites I've got to go on to do things, etc, etc. So we're back onto Monday. So once they've finished their choice activities in the classroom, if I come down and I think, yeah, they've done really well, they've tidied up after them, they've made an effort, they haven't been stupid, then they will get their iPad passport. So that means they can go on their iPads or do whatever they like from 12 till 1, but their iPads is normally the weapon of choice. So they've got a whole hour there to do that. I don't want to put any emphasis on them doing anything wrong. I just want them to be responsible and to try. So we're trying to step away from all of that. You haven't done this right, you haven't done enough. I don't want that for them. So we're moving away from all of that. Just 1 minute. The joys of homeschooling. One of them needs me already. Okay, where was I? I've just come back from helping the children. So anyway, yeah, we don't want to really put emphasis on things not being done well. So the emphasis is going to be put on just being responsible, trying your best, tidying up after yourselves, and they'll get an iPad passport. So from 12 to 1, they can go on the iPad if they want to do that. Then from 1 to 1:15, I'm going to read to them. One of the things that I really want my kids to learn is to enjoy books, because I love to read and I love to write. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't agree. I mean, I understand it to a certain degree, but I don't. Let's be honest with you, who's ever going to know or understand or want to know or need to know what a conjunction is or a split digraph is? you know, it's not the end of the world if you don't know it. It doesn't mean you can't write. I learn a lot about grammar and how to write from reading, and I really love the creativity of reading, and I see that just being stripped away from children. And my children, one of them is very creative and they don't really enjoy reading or writing, and I think that's why. So I want to try to develop a passion for that, based on them not being told to read a certain level of book, or being told to read a certain type of book, but just to read what they want to read, what they enjoy. And we've signed up to the library, so hopefully when they reopen, they can go and pick whatever they want to pick. But I am also passionate about teaching them about great authors, you know, brilliant historical authors, or even just brilliant authors of our time, such as J.K. Rowling. So they're going to be learning about Shakespeare. Now, I've picked up this box set of brilliant books with Shakespeare's best works, but they're all child friendly. So the first one I've got, I'm going to be doing is Hamlet, and it's super cool. I mean, you can see by the writing that it's just easy, and it's just a stripped down form of the book. And these were from I mean, you've got all of those in there, and it's from the works, and it was £10, so it's not that bad. And what I've done is I want them to lie on their beanbags in their room, chill out. I'm hoping to get some nice a new light which changes colour to relax them, and I will read to them, because I think part of the problem is when they read, they're not always taking in the information because they're concentrating on how to form the words, or to repeat back what they've read, or to talk about what they've read, so they're not really immersing themselves in the story. So I'm going to read it to them so that they can really take it in. And then to save on printouts, I've then bought them lots of these books, exercise books from, I mean, you just can't beat it, Poundland. And I've pre-written in there a page about the book. So they've each got different questions because my kids are sneaky and they will copy each other. And one thing that we were really getting ourselves tangled up in during lockdown was I was being quite strict about how much they were writing the content. It wasn't good enough, and it was just causing so much upset. That's gone. So what I've done is instead I've left enough lines for them to write how much content I think they should realistically write, which actually isn't that much. So I've just done questions based on the first few pages of what we've read, and we'll do that every day or every time we've got that set up for the week. So for example, the first one is what is a tomb, and then in red it says look online, so they will need to look it up. They have got keyboards for their iPads. They're quite lucky little boys, really, I suppose, and they can use those. I want to encourage their keyboard skills, but I want them to understand how they can research online. When Hamlet sees the ghost of his father, how do you think he feels? And then they can get a vocabulary star award if they're using a useful adjective. So despite what I've just said, at the moment I'm not ready to quite step away from all of that. So I have printed out the subordinating conjunctions and the prepositions and the adjectives word mats for me, because I don't think even I'd know what they all are. And if they can use a word from there, they get one of their stars and their reward chart coloured in. At the end of, they've got various chances to earn certificates for vocabulary, for doing well in geography. It depends really. I think you have to go with where the opportunities lie. Another one, have you ever suffered the loss of a person, pet or important thing? How did it make you feel? And they can use a coordinated conjunction for a star. I've put that in there because one of my little boys doesn't really talk about his feelings, and I thought, well, that might help. Hamlet's father feels he cannot rest until his murderer has been avenged. Look up in the dictionary what avenged means. So they've got a dictionary, and in fact one of them has just come down asking me what things mean, and I've given him the dictionary, showed him how it works. I want them to use a traditional dictionary. Name the characters we know so far, only their names, and name 3. And if they've been listening well, they'll know. So that's what English looks like, and we're going to do that I'm going to read to them for 15 minutes, and then we're going to do a take turn session. So for 15 minutes, one of them will write the answers to those questions, and the other one will look through a history flat book with me, and then they'll swap. Now, I found these books, and I think they are amazing, from Amazon, because they are cheaper on Amazon. They are Osborne books for children even at their age, and I've got one about how things work and the planet, and they have got flip sections in them. Now, so you can lift the pages, lift the flaps, okay? Yeah. And under there's lots of information. Now, I want my children to learn about Britain, about our country, the UK, and so I think we're going to start at the beginning of this book, and it's early Britain, the Anglo-Saxons, so that's what our English is going to be about at the moment. Then we're going to do some quiet reading and spelling, so I am signed up to Twinkle, and I do think it's worth it. I'm paying the £10 a month subscription. There's so many resources, and if you are hell-bent on making sure they are on the curriculum, there is a home educating guide on there that tells you where they should be, what they should be doing. So I have downloaded the years 3 and 4 because I'm going to stick with, they've just gone into years 4 and 5, but I'll stick with 3 and 4 for now because obviously they've not been in school for so long, and we'll use the spellings based on that. And then they'll just do some quiet reading on their own. And then at 3 until 3:30, we'll be doing Khan Academy. Khan Academy is amazing. It's free and it's just brilliant. You can sign them up to their own accounts, and it's got all sorts of maths in particular, but also some computer and art topics on there. Now, it is quite difficult. So they did a test to begin with, and I've put them at grade 3. I have to say, one of my weakest subjects is maths. I am awful at maths. It's the one thing that's really made me nervous about homeschooling. So I've set myself a challenge that I'm going to learn just as much as them. And so the night before, I am also on grade 3 on Khan Academy, and I have done the maths that they're doing. I have to say, I've learnt about place value and number bonds in a way I never thought I could. So I did a bit of that last night, so that when we sit together and do it, I'll understand what the heck's going on. We'll do that till 3:30, and then we're finished. And if they've done well, they will go off and they can use their next iPad passport. On Tuesdays, one of my children has karate, so Dad will take the other one for a walk. And because we're never going to waste an opportunity, one of the things we're doing this week is making a bug hotel, or next week. So he'll take one of the boys on a walk, which is 1, good exercise, and 2, they can gather up leaves and moss and twigs and fir cones and all the things they're going to need for that. And then I've just put a reminder on our chart that shows them mummy's working hours. So I would normally work 8 till 12 on a Monday, and then 3:30 till 5, and that gets my hours in for the day. So I'm not going to bore you. This is Monday. This is what Monday would look like. Tuesday is really simple. It's normally going to be a day out. So I will come back on Wednesday, tomorrow, and take you through Wednesday's plans. So let me know if you do want any resources. If you are interested in following what we're doing for the week, I'll be posting pictures and all sorts. And then if you think I'd like to follow that, I'm sure that we can, I can work out, pop to the post office and work out how much it would cost to post things out to people, and we could take it from there. Thank you.